Now, here's Wendy.
We have such an informative show for you today. I'm going to inform you about Leanne Rimes confessing that she's afraid that Eddie Cibrian, her husband's going to cheat on her too. I'll tell you all about Jennifer Lopez opening up about dating Casper, who's 18 years younger than her. And did you watch American Idol last night? So did I. Nikki and Mariah made their Idol debut, and I'm sure we all have an opinion. So let's talk about it. It's time for Hot Topics. Get started. So, you know, I was right there, 8 o'clock last night for American Idol, and I stayed until the end. And what I learned is that it's really difficult to find good talent out there. I was not overly impressed by anybody, but I did like that girl who was rapping and then she sang. You know what I mean? But I mean, I wasn't overly impressed by the talent, and I was distracted by the tension between Mariah Carey and Nicki Minaj. It began immediately. Take a look.
Nikki's got a drum major hat here. Nikki and Mariah, you guys are from New York?
My dog. Like, we can have accessories. I didn't know that was allowed. That's the last thing I'm gonna say. That's the last thing I'm gonna say.
We were gonna play nice.
Are we supposed to go, darling?
Oh, we're gonna jump in.
I didn't know it was this.
Are you
okay?
Yeah,
thank you, darling. Thank you. I've been appointed. Okay.
Oh, been
It's
appointed.
like a knighting. Something that happens. Okay.
Mariah, is this beauty lighting?
Do I consider it beauty
I
lighting?
need you to make sure the lighting is completely beauty.
I already did that for you and up out my face. How does it happen? How does it even? It's amazing. If she called me something that begins with a B and ends in an H, I rebuke it.
Okay. First, Nikki, your wig was pulled down so low. Oh my gosh. And girl, as a wiggy, I feel like I can talk, because sometimes I like to pull mine down low too on account of I have a big forehead. And then Antoine, my wigologist, always tell me to push it back. But I love that Teresa Giudice hairline. But last night I was oddly distracted by how low your wig was pulled, girl. Also, Mariah. And I'm a fan. I'm a fan of not just the music, but her kitschy coo, you know, that way she acts. But I don't know whether I could tolerate it every night, you know, that American Idol is on. That princess out of touch with reality thing, darling. You know, it just, you're from Long Island. You have 80 hours of business school, for goodness sakes, or beauty school. You're not, you know, like, you're not a real princess. And the idea that you're wealthy beyond belief, you're still just from Long Island, darling. Oh, this is gonna grow tired real quick. And another thing, Mariah, don't let Nicki Minaj play you out of your position. You know, we want you to be likable on the show, and Nikki won last night because Nikki was baiting you, and you took it at every turn. And Nikki and Mariah on the show together, in my opinion, it's too much. Originally, Mariah thought she was gonna be the only girl. They hired her for like $18 million, and then all of a sudden, they went through the back door and got Nicki Minaj, and I understand Mariah being upset about that. But you know what, Mariah? $18 million shouldn't be a lot to you in terms of what you want and what you don't want. If you really had better character and you should have quit and given them back their, no, do you understand what I'm saying? Like I've said this before. And then you know what? After you quit, let's see how much you were really worth to them by them then not signing Nikki and bringing you back. You know, you really can assess somebody's character based on the money they take for doing things. And maybe that's why I'll always be broke, because my thought about money though is that all money is not good money. If it's gonna compromise you, if you didn't want to sit there with Nikki, then you should have just let Nikki sit there, and you could have taken a 3-year residency in Vegas, which is what I'm dying for you to do, and performed every night like a showgirl that you are. And Idol, if what you were looking for was a rap element to the judges' table, and I like Nicki Minaj, but she's the wrong choice. You know, if you're gonna pay Mariah all this money, then you should have chosen somebody who would show it a little bit more respect, like, are you ready? Queen Latifah. That's it, that's it. Queen Latifah is loved by all and known by everybody. Queen Latifah will understand that she and Mariah are from the same era. Queen Latifah and Mariah will not be dueling divas regarding glamour. Two totally different styles, and I just think that they're better. And Keith Urban, I liked you last night on the show. I was shocked. And Randy. Hey, Randy. Anyway, so if you missed it last night, part 2 of American Idol comes on tonight. And as usual, it's great family fun. It's something you can watch with your kids. I watched with my son. He thinks Mariah is hot, and he was tired of the colors. He was tired, which I never heard him say that before, but between the two of them, he said he's tired of the colors, you know, with Nikki and everything. But, you know, this part 2 airs tonight. Is it gonna be 2 hours again? Yep. Okay, but I don't know that I will be there for any of it, because Thursday night is my night, honey. There's a lot of competition on TV. First, Oprah's doing her Lance Armstrong interview on OWN. And then, I love 30 Rock, and this is the last season. I don't like to miss it, so I'm watching that Thursday night. Park and Recreation and Scandal, of course, with Kerry Washington. So, I don't know which way I'm gonna go with my TV watching, but even if I didn't see Oprah's interview with Lance tonight, she'd cut it up into a 2-part interview so that we can watch it tomorrow night. Oh, I'm so confused. I love TV. So last night I was in the kitchen stirring chicken noodle soup and watching Entertainment Tonight, and I saw Brandy Leanne Rimes was on there talking about her relationship with Eddie Cibrian, and she revealed to Nancy O'Dell that she's worried that he'll cheat on her. In other words, do the same thing to her that he did to his first wife, Beverly Hills housewife, Brandy Glanville. All right, take a look and then we'll talk.
Do you ever worry about him cheating on you?
First off, I would be ignorant to say, and everyone else would think I'm a liar if I wouldn't say yes, and I have at times. Where I'm at in my relationship with Eddie, that is not a worry that's in the front of my mind ever now.
That face didn't move, did it? You're too young for all that, girl. Here's the thing. I feel bad for her. I feel bad for Leanne Rimes. Like, I like her, and I understand where she came from, you know. To know her past is to understand, or at least have a little insight into her present. You know, she sold millions of country music albums. She hasn't recorded in years. When she was a teenager, and I mean a young teen, not like 19, she was like 14. She got emancipated from her parents. I don't know the background, but when a child wants to emancipate, that means that perhaps she was raised by wolves instead of parents. No, do you understand what I'm saying? So to understand when a child's parents have turned on her at 14 years old, she's probably clamoring for love and family any way she can get it. And he will end up, I bet you, cheating on you, because he is, you know, there's cheating, and then, oops, an indiscretion, and then there's cheating as a lifestyle. And his ex, Brandy, did you see her talking to the woman that she had the affair with on Vanderpump Rules? I have to tell you something, Eddie, you are gorgeous, but you are just a hookup. He's not the one that you fall for, because Brandy, I'll be honest with you, I was out in Seattle, and you know, some of my family at my station out there, they were asking me what did I predict for you and Eddie, And I said it without even missing a beat. I said, Eddie's gone as soon as the money runs out, because that's just the kind of guy in my mind that I think that he is. And you will continue, Leanne, to act desperate for it, but I understand where the desperate comes from, because on account of being raised by wolves. But here's who I think is perfect for Eddie. I don't even understand why he's even dealing like with a peer, like a contemporary. You're the kind of guy that can get a countress, Eddie. Like think about the legendary Liz Taylor, rest in peace. You know, a Gabor sister. If, some older woman who understands the score. You know, she's paying for you to be around. You take her to the Beverly Hills Polo Club for dinner. You open the door for her. You wear an ascot. You look good. She knows that she's, paying for everything, but she's fine because she's a grande dame at maybe 75 or 80 years old. Right? But don't you think that that would be less problems than dealing with a contemporary desperate girl? I'm just saying. Why, by the way, I think that Eddie Cibrian, because it goes back and forth. I was trying to think as I was putting on my ensemble today, who looks better than Eddie Cibrian? You know, white guy Hollywood. You got to put him in his category. White guy Hollywood. Who looks better than him? Don't say Ryan Gosling, and please don't say George Clooney. Eddie Cibrian is tops. It is tops. I'm going to continue thinking about that, though. I'll come back with somebody, but I don't think... Oh, the dimples. Okay. Okay. Have you seen Jennifer Lopez on the cover of People magazine? I didn't even recognize you there, Jen. That's an interesting look. Inside, she talks about her relationship with Casper, and she admits that, she has worries about dating a man 18 years younger than her. And here's what Jen says. I ask him, why don't you go and find a young girlfriend and get out of here? What do you want with me? I think, how long is this gonna be? The truth is, we don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen. We're loving this moment right now. I love that. I still don't like that she's with this guy. However, I really do admire her confidence in the relationship, and I love that she loves love. That, that she's not so hardened in like I love that she loves love, and if she's fine with this guy and not hiding him, then I'm fine with it too. Hey, Mariah, can I tell you something? That La Lopez, she's probably just as or way more diva than you behind the scenes. You read the magazines and you hear about stuff. But when she was on American Idol, wasn't she everyday girl who happened to be gorgeous? Like, wasn't she likable? Like, she knew how to behave for us regular people so that we can identify and like her and respect her opinion. And she didn't say darling once. And she gave us outfit and hair, but she was likable, right? Like somebody that, she was likable. Yeah. Just something to think about, Mariah, that's all. So Lady Gaga is thinking about doing a grand gesture for Michael Jackson's kids, and it's a really good one. According to The Sun, Gaga wants to buy Michael's Neverland Ranch for his children. Isn't that nice? There were money problems that Michael had, and eventually he had to sell the estate to an investor years ago. And his 3 children and his mother still own a small portion of Neverland. So Gaga supposedly wants to buy a share of the property until the kids' trust funds kick in, and then, they can buy it back. But the other part of it that I didn't realize is that Gaga is reportedly obsessed with Michael. Yeah, this is where it gets scary, Jackson kids. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you why. Okay, so reportedly she bought like 50 pieces of Michael Jackson memorabilia, and she loves, she's obsessed. By the way, nice headpiece, Gaga. You look pretty there. So she's obsessed with Michael. The problem with that, Jacksons and Catherine, is that if Gaga buys a share, she might fake you out, and as soon as the paperwork is signed and the ink is dry, kick you out so that she can move in and continue to obsess. These things go on all the time, the faking out in show business. Why, remember when Michael and Paul McCartney became friends and they did Say, and Michael always told him, you're the best, you're the best, you're the best. As soon as he had Paul exactly where he wanted him, he bought the Beatles catalog from right under Paul and then sold it out, right? And then he sold it out to commercials to make money, something that Paul McCartney never wanted, and their relationship was never the same after that. So you just be careful, Jackson kids, because Lady Gaga, just watch it. All offers aren't good offers. Hey, Gaga, how you doing? Okay, so I want to talk about the music scene for a moment because there are a lot of changes and people that we've missed, like Justin Timberlake. He hasn't made an album in 7 years, which is a lifetime in the music world. Most of the time, you guys, as consumers, you forget about people who aren't out for a while, but he brought the sexy back, and on Monday, he released his new single. It's called Suit and Tie, featuring Jay-Z. Yeah. Have you heard the song? I like it. It's grown, it's sexy, but I can't wait to see the video that goes along with that because I'm sure that'll be more grown and more sexy. Also, on the music scene, Destiny's Child, all 3 girls are returning. I know, all 3. Styled by Tina Knowles. The girls are releasing a compilation album with one new song called Nuclear. But the most important thing is that they're releasing this compilation album, which is great for all the fans. And Kelly and Michelle reportedly are going to join Beyonce on stage at the Super Bowl halftime, which I can't wait I know. And then there's another group from the past that's going to be returning on the scenes. Remember the 90s group, Crisscross? Daddy Mac will make you jump, jump. Mac, Daddy will make you jump, jump. Well, they had that hit Jump. I can't think of anything else they did, but that was back in 1992 when my radio career was flourishing, and I remember meeting the boys and hosting shows with the boys and interviewing the boys, and this is how I remember them, and I just didn't want the waters to be muddied by seeing them grown. But Mac Daddy and Daddy Mac are reuniting to perform their song for the first time in almost 20 years. Here's what they look like today. He's still wearing his pants backwards. I can't. Because they were kids when that song was out, and they actually jumped, remember? And they used to get the audience to do it too. So now you're grown, they're in their 30s, and apparently haven't let it go. The backup. Where are you gonna be performing for the first time in 20 years? Because I couldn't find a venue. I can give you one right here, right? Look. Wouldn't that be the best if Crisscross came to the show and they did Jump? It was a crossover pop hit. We all know the words. I'll wear my shift dress backwards. You wear your clothes backwards, because that's part of the prerequisite of coming here to the show. You have to do this look, everything backwards. The booking department, answer the phone. Crisscross might be calling. Thank you. Oh, you know what? I want to congratulate Real Housewives of Atlanta star Kandi Burruss because Candy's new man, Todd, asked her to marry. She said yes, so they're engaged. Not aw. You mean really? Okay, so this is for the spin-off reality show. You're going to try to get it before Nene and Greg. It's what, Candy's getting married. Todd is an opportunist to me. They were together for way too short. And Kandi, we've talked before, I just think that you introduce too many guys to your little girl way too soon. They live in the house together and everything. Although Riley, girl, she's only 10 years old. You really are blossoming into a terrific looking young woman. I see you learned how to use the flat iron, and you look like your mommy. Riley likes Todd, so if it's okay with Riley, it's okay with me, but I'm watching you, Todd, because I know the deal.